Hey Eugene, Nico, good to see you both again. Welcome, welcome. How'd you like our session last night, guys? Eugene and Nico, I know you were both there. Welcome guys, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hey Loga, hey Hecton, how you doing? Welcome. Everyone can hear me okay? You can hear me, yeah? You can hear me? Hey Warren. Gave me a lot more understanding. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Nico. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Nice music. Yeah, for sure. Was great. Went through the notes, plan to rewatch after session. I ran backtest on 4 hour and got 90% win rate. Maybe not realistic in real world, but like the results. Awesome, Eugene. Put in the work, man. 90% on backtest. You know, when you're backtesting, expect a 10, 15% fall in your win rate when you move into a live market. So, if you're hitting that 70, 80, 90% kind of range, you're doing a really good job in backtesting. So good work, Eugene. Were you able to go and identify those market structures that we talked about? Hey, Kashif, how you doing? Yes, Asger lent me his Spotify playlist for the music today. Hey, Mind Money, welcome. Hey, Steve, Anders. Hey, Catherine, good to see you back. Catherine from Hong Kong. Michael, good to see you. Hey Kings, Mind Money, welcome. Oh, RPKL Land Rover. Hello, loud and clear, good to hear. Alberto, man, good to see you. Long time no see, Alberto, welcome. All right, George, how we doing, guys? Welcome to the stream. Eric, good to see you, man. Great to see you again. Alrighty, guys, let's check out what's happening in the markets. We've got ETH up at the moment. ETH wicking off this level nicely. If this closes with another nice wick here, maybe we got a good buying opportunity. Hey, Ben, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. And I'll talk about, our September promotion later on in the stream, once a few more people have found their way into the stream. For now, though, anyone got any trades to look at, any setups they want to talk about, anything like that, let's go through them now. Take a look at some Sonar trades here and let's get into it. So throw any questions or any setups you want to have a look at into the chat box, guys. And if you're new here, if this is your first stream, welcome. Let's listen to some music. Let's talk about some trades and we'll go from there. Oh, PK. Welcome, PK. Good to see you. Hey, Björn. USDCAD one-day Sonar. Let's take a look. I did talk about USDCAD in the weekly market review, if you remember. And remember, I did say if we fill down to here, don't be surprised, because there's the market structure, right? So I did say don't be too concerned if we get a push all the way down into this level here, because that's the market structure before we move back up again. It's a very good stop loss, right? Below this previous lows here. So a great looking stop loss. So I'm thinking, right now, this trade's still in play. This trade is still in play. What I want to see is how we get back up above this level. I don't want to see wicks below the level. I want to see a push through this and then a continuation onto the upside. Mind Money, I'm into day trading, so 15 minutes I prefer. Okay, cool. No worries, everyone has their own thing. I mean, you're going to see more success on 4 hour on one day. That's just what I've noticed from watching, a lot of people actually live trading. Going to have a lot more success on those higher time frames, but, each to their own. Alrighty then. So, yeah, Eugene, with this one, I was kind of almost expecting to get the push through into this structure here, right? So you've got the good structure that's being held here, so I wouldn't be too worried. What I want to see here is just the bulls really take this level now and then continue it onto the upside. So just watch out for how we get back to the level and how the price action looks around the level if we start wicking underneath, okay? Aussie dollar, US dollar for George 1 day Sonar. Let's take a look. Great trade, guys. Great looking trade. If we get back here, this is going to be great. There's a few reasons why I believe it's going to be great, okay? So I talked to the funded traders about this one last night. We've just pushed out of this, redistribution here basically to the downside. So we're kind of in an expansion now. Yeah, I can lower it for sure. So we're kind of expanding out of a redistribution here, okay? Pushing out of a redistribution, expanding out of it. We've got great market structure here around this level. So moving back up here, I'm really bearish on this market right now, okay? Really bearish on the Aussie dollar. We've got RTD in a strong looking downtrend. We've got great structure here. Our bias is good. Our entry looks great. Our stop loss is just perfect above this previous, above the top of this consolidation here. So I think it's a great looking trade. I would absolutely be placing this trade. Let's actually place it right now. So if you're new to Breakfree Trading, let's place this trade together. I've got my Breakfree Trading demo account linked. So I'm going to place one here. Just double check my size is the same. 0.99% risk. Perfect. Second position. And place the third one here. Third position placed. Perfect. We got that one placed now. So that looks like a great trade to me. Alrighty then. Aussie dollar Swiss franc 4 hour. We can look into that. Aussie dollar Swiss franc. But this looks like a great trade, guys, to me. 4 hour, wasn't it? Mustn't be Sonar. I guess you're talking about this level in here, perhaps? If you're talking about this level here, I think it looks pretty good. What I'd probably be looking to target is something like that. I don't want to push the market through that 100% alignment level. I'm just looking for, a push up here, knock straight back down into there, and then see what happens at that level. If we break that, I continue on to the downside, or if we come up again for another test, then I'm probably not taking that again, okay? So I'm pretty comfortable with that initial trade right away. I probably don't want to see a third test though. And then I'm looking and see what happens here around this 100% alignment level. That's the type of price action I want to see for that further continuation onto the downside, okay? That's probably what I'm looking for there, Eugene. All right, guys, welcome to the stream. Make sure you like this video when you come into the room. And get those questions into the chat here, guys. Get the questions into the chat. Any questions you've got about setups, any questions if you're new to Breakfree Trading, if you've got questions about how we trade, why we trade the way we trade, questions from, the academy, anything like this, let me know and I will make sure to answer those questions for you. And then I'll talk a little bit more about what we're doing for September a bit later on in the stream. Okay, cool. So, I had this thesis, right, that we were pushing into 50K. For the last few weeks, seeing how bullish we were on the 1 week time frame, like, just look at this march to the upside on the 1 week time frame. It was almost inevitable that we were moving into 50K here, right? We've now had the rejection of 50K. You can see this pullback on the 1 week time frame. It's just about, do we go back and retest 50K again? I think it's probably likely that we do end up going back and retesting 50K again. Maybe we have a consolidation here. What I'd love to see is a push through and a consolidation above 50K for then a continuation and pushing up to, 75K being really, potentially our next breaking this high and moving up to 75k, really being the next target kind of thing. But we need to see a consolidation above 50k for us to get there, okay? We want to see a consolidation above 50k here, a reaccumulation, and then a push onto the upside, expanding out to 75k. That's really what we want to see there on Bitcoin. All right, can we check pound US dollar? Yeah, absolutely, we can check pound US dollar. I guess 1 day time frame. So on pound US dollar here, we've had a few repeats already, right? We've had this trade repeated a few times. You can see we've pushed below the level, tested it once, tested it twice, tested it a third time. This would be the fourth time. You know, for me, I think there's better exposure you can get out there. I really think there's better exposure you can get out there. In terms of US dollar exposure, Aussie dollar, US dollar is where I would be allocating my risk if I'm looking for exposure on the US dollar here, okay? So Aussie dollar, US dollar, I prefer over pound US dollar, just because this would be a fresh test at really great structure at a really good level in a strong trend, right? So if I was tossing up US dollar exposure, I'd be looking for Aussie dollar, US dollar over pound US dollar. Because you've got to think right now, you know, at this stage, where the price is relative to the level, this recent price action here on Aussie dollar, US dollar looks very similar to this recent price action here on pound US dollar. So you've got to think, if we're testing that level on pound US dollar, we're very likely testing that same level on Aussie dollar, US dollar as well, right? So which one am I going to pick here? I'm picking Aussie dollar, US dollar. Looks like much cleaner structure. All right, what's my thoughts on ETH? Let's take a look at ETH, all right? ETH. What are my thoughts? My thoughts right now, you know, we've got a good break here of this level, coming in to retest it. Probably kind of ranging around the level at the moment. Let's just drop down to the 4-hour time frame and take a look. You know, if I was taking any sort of trade here, it would have to be something like this, where I've got, you know, my stop loss below the bottom of this range here. If that's what I'm looking to take right now. Anders, I had loss on all 5 pairs closing from yesterday. Pound, all I see is a lot of things. Normal to lose 5, my first time trading. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that there. But, you know, this price action, if this closes and wicks off the level again, what I'd love to see is, you know, a bullish engulfing candle or something like that around this level. And then, you know, maybe we'd be looking to trade it up like that. Something like this here. But I need to see, you know, a bullish move around this level, though. Continuation of this bullish price action here. Let's talk about this here. So you took 5 pairs all yesterday, right? Pound Aussie dollar, CAD Swiss franc, Euro CAD, Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yeah. So what I'm going to say here is, for you to have all of those close in one day, and for you to be able to take all of those in one day, they would have had to have been low time frame trades, first of all, okay? They're very unlikely they were 1 day trades. Maybe some were 4 hour, I'm not sure. But none of these 1 day trades have actually hit stop loss since our weekly market review on Monday. I've just noticed that now. So what you've got to understand here is that on low time frames, we really can't take all these trades at the same time. This is when we get seriously hurt. Because on low time frames, what happens is when we experience volatility, we get high levels of correlation. Yeah, 1 hour and 4 hour. Okay, cool. We get high levels of correlation on those time frames when we see volatility. Now, we can more comfortably take more trades on the 1 day time frame because we've got a lot more room to our stop loss, whereas on those lower time frames we don't have that much room to our stop loss, so we can't place 5 trades all at the same time, especially across from 4-hour time frame down. Okay, what we really need to be doing is we need to be placing, a few trades on the 1-day time frame, maybe 2 or 3, something like this, and then really being selective as we move down about which trades we're placing, and really only running 1 or 2 trades at the same time, okay? Because there's correlations that show up on low time frames that we just that we can't diversify away from, basically. So if you look at price action on lower time frames across different pairs, you've got to be really mindful that these correlations show up heavily in high volatility. All right, this is something I've talked about with the funded traders before. These correlations on lower time frames, that there's very high correlations there. So my suggestion is, if you're going to start trading lower time frames, you're only looking to take maybe 1 trade at a time across 15-minute and 1-hour time frame. That's it. You're picking basically 1 trade at a time to take. 4-hour time frame, maybe you can place a couple more, but you're absolutely not placing 5 all at the same time and having 5 running at the same time, okay? Yeah. So be mindful of that if you're a new trader. This is why we recommend, trading on a demo account to start with. This is the type of things you learn as a new trader. This is that learning process you've got to go through as a new trader as you're getting your feet under you, okay? So, it's perfectly normal to have this type of situation. It's just part of the learning process. We've all been through it before, and then we realize, oh shit, that really actually hurt. What happened here? Why did it happen? How can I learn from this experience? How can I learn from this experience? That's what you're always thinking all the time. What can I learn from this experience, basically? Okay? Awesome. Hello, Sharingan. How you doing? Eugene, if we have time, can we speak more about hedging with the goal to reduce the risk in general as max as possible? More examples, or rather how to approach it? Yeah, we can. For example, if you short US dollar and recognize it's hard to find US dollar long, another pair can be other pairs. Yeah, Japanese yen and US dollar have pretty high correlations because they're like, there's risk on and risk off assets, all right? What you'll notice is it's not something you really need to be mindful of when you first start out, but as you're progressing as a trader, as you're progressing as an investor, you're going to realize there's risk on and there's risk off assets, okay? So risk on assets are things that, when we're in a bullish environment, like stocks are rallying, crypto's rallying, things like that, the things that are rallying in that type of environment are risk on assets, okay? They're generally highly correlated. And then there's risk off assets. So when we're in a risk off environment, those risk-off assets begin to rally. These are things like US dollar, Japanese yen. These are flights to safety, basically. Okay? Now, US dollar and Japanese yen are these flights to safety, so usually they're pretty highly correlated. That's why what we see right now is we see, pound US dollar, pound yen, US dollar CAD, CAD yen. Notice these 4 right here. These are basically 4 of the same trade. They're basically 4 of the exact same trade because yen and dollar are so highly correlated. So keep that type of thing in mind, Eugene, when you're looking at trades. In terms of hedging, the key around hedging is to reduce your risk on that specific currency. The risk, unsystematic risk associated with that one particular currency, okay? So if you're, say, long pound and short pound at the same time, what you're trying to hedge against here is, say, some crazy news comes out about the pound and it rallies very hard. Well, you've got a position in both directions here. So you're protected specifically on pound, right? That's what we're doing with hedging, okay? Thanks for the GU, the Breakfree system. What do I need for it to work? Looks like a TradingView type of platform. Thanks for GU, the Breakfree system. So if you're new, right, guys? If you're new and you're watching this stream, this is the first thing you want to do when you come into Breakfree Trading, because you're probably seeing a bunch of stuff all here, no idea what's going on, all these dots and stuff on the chart, this indicator here, all this stuff that's going on, right? The first thing you want to do is come into this hat, right? So You click on this hat right here, you can expand this out, and this is me talking about how to use Breakfree Trading, right? Step by step, going from how Breakfree Trading works all the way through to placing your first trade, talking about hedging. There's a bunch of videos in here. You can see them all listed down here, so you can expand out here, see all the videos through here. So we've got, 5 videos in week 1. We've got 10 videos in week 2, and then we've got like 25 videos in the extended content, all right? So this is going to be your number one resource when you're using Breakfree Trading. This is the first place you want to go to learn all about how we work. So in week 1, we're just talking about the algorithm, we're setting up brokerage accounts, then we're going through placing a trade. Then we're going a bit more into depth about how to place trades, how to hedge, how to manage risk, and all this type of thing, all right? So even if you don't have a subscription yet, okay, if you're not even subscribed, if you're just in the 7-day trial, this is completely free to go into and start learning about how we work. Then you can jump into the subscription once you've started, once you've learnt a little bit, and you can, begin trading using the algorithm, all right? But this is all free going through this academy right here, all right? So this is your number one resource. Okay. So at the start of the week, most of the FX pairs were showing RTD either as average or weak. Do we stay away from them at such times? Well, the thing about RTD, PK, is it's an objective way to assess which trades we want to take that we're being offered, right? So the higher the RTD, the more likely we want to take that trade, right? So if we're, say, assessing 2 trades here, pound US dollar and pound Japanese yen, for example, we're taking a look at the RTD in conjunction with, the market structure, the price action, how many times it's being repeated, to make an assessment of which trade we want to take in this particular scenario. And then we're doing the same thing across different markets as well. So, I said that Aussie dollar, US dollar, I really love the look of this. So I'm using RTD to get an objective look at, okay, well, this is 140%, 46% strong downtrend. Well, if I'm considering US dollar exposure on Aussie dollar, US dollar versus all the other US dollar and Japanese yen exposure I've got here, this is my objective way to understand, okay, well, right now, the market participants just really want to sell the Australian dollar in exchange for US dollars, right? They want to buy US dollars and sell Australian dollars. So this means that this is, my preferred trade to take, just simply looking at the RTD. Then you can start to incorporate market structure, price action, market phases, all this type of thing into your trading as you become more and more learned as a trader. But the backbone of everything you're going to be doing here is all just based on the strategy. And then you can, optimize these positions as you learn a little bit more, how to optimize your stop loss, how to optimize your TP, how to optimize your entries based on the price action that you're seeing and the market phases and the market structure that you're seeing, okay? And this is how you progress as a trader. And we just did a really great session with the funded traders last night, all about market structure and about price action in our group session last night. So Eugene, Warren's here, Nico's here. So you guys were all part of that. So yeah, in your example with the correlation between US dollar JPYs, because of their strong correlation, would you trade like short Aussie dollar US dollar, long Aussie dollar Japanese yen, be wise as a hedge? Well, I only want to trade it. I only want to trade a hedge when it actually fits in my strategy, right? When it fits in my methodology and it fits in my plan. I'm not just going to go and go long on Aussie dollar Japanese yen if it's in a downtrend, right? I'm not just going to create a hedge out of nothing because I want to get a hedge. That's not the right way to go about doing it. The way you create a hedge is by going and finding a position where you've got long exposure and short exposure at the same time. So like, I wonder if there's any available right now. I don't know if there is, but what you might be able to do is say US 2000 right now. US 2000 is in a downtrend, whereas S&P 500 is in an uptrend. So across S&P 500 and US 2000, what we've seen is a like a dislocation of these markets basically. So S&P 500 has been continually uptrending, whereas US 2000 is in this kind of like consolidation here, whether it's an expansion or whether it's accumulation. I'm not sure, but right now it's turned into a downtrend. So you could potentially go and find a hedge on US equities using S&P 500 and US 2000. All right, that's the way you find a good hedge. Yeah, no worries, Jux. No worries, man. Great trading software and algorithm. Breakfree Trading is truly living up to the name. Awesome, Kevin. I'm glad you think so. We think it's great tech, for sure. It's really good tech. And it's only getting better, guys. Like, we have so much that we're working on right now. So much that we're working on in terms of improvements to the algorithm, in terms of improvements to the community experience, in terms of just making this a better platform for you guys to use. Because at the end of the day, you know, you guys are the reason why we do all of this. It's because of you guys. We want you guys to be able to break free. We want to empower you. So the more that we can do to just make this a better experience for you and make our tech even more powerful for you, we're doing it. And right now, we probably have some of the most exciting stuff going on that we've ever done. And I know we say this all the time, but it's just about improving all the time on what we're doing. So we are, I think Q4 of 2021, so quarter 4 2021, is probably going to be one of the biggest quarters in the 2.5 years that Breakfree Trading has been running. So it's going to be really great. All right, let's talk through Aussie dollar, US dollar that you are on now. It looks like it's repeated. Aussie dollar, US dollar is not repeated. No, it's not. It's not repeated at all. You can see the market never broke below this level until we had this absolute huge dump to the downside, okay? This is the first test. This will be the first test if we get there, okay? And then the continuation onto the downside. I think this looks like a great trade. Fresh test, great structure, all those things. Awesome. Hey, Tom, GJ on one day Sonar with RTD average, and by the time the market comes up, it will be low. Thoughts? Yeah, GJ, yeah, you're right. And it's also repeated in my opinion as well. Plenty of repeats here on this level. Great trade in these first few tests. Like, let's talk about this one here. It's been grinding into this level a few times. So what we've got here is we've got a test right there after the first breakthrough. We've got a test right there. We've got a test right here. If this comes in again, this is going to be a fourth test, whether it's here or wherever. It's really not something I'm super interested in right now. Right now, it just looks like a ranging market. If that comes back up there, like we're just ranging here, I'll be waiting for a break to the downside, retesting continuation, or this, if it breaks this, trend will likely change into an uptrend, and then we'll probably trade into the upside once we see an expansion of this range here, okay? So right now, it just looks like a ranging market. Why is Q4 2021 planned to be explosive? Bullish market. Oh, I mean, it's going to be massive for Breakfree Trading in terms of all the things that we have in the pipeline to release. You know, all of you that have contributed to the feedback page, you would have seen that we've been going through that recently. And making changes and updates to that. So we're working on a lot for Q4 2021. Going to be a great quarter, Eugene. In terms of the tech that we're building. PK, okay, thanks. No worries. Hey, Jocelyn, good to see you. As GJ considered in distribution? Hard to say. We need to wait for the breakout. So if it continues to do this right now, then we need to wait for it to break. And then that would be the expansion, and then that would have been the distribution right there, right? Or even a really big distribution across here, something like that. So we need to wait for this to break, okay? The more it ranges, the more uncertain we become about which direction it's likely to go, okay? So, yeah, we're waiting for that. You can kind of see it when you zoom out here. You can see that market structure forming all around there, or that market phase. We've got this expansion to the upside here, kind of going sideways now, waiting for the break to the downside so that we can trade, you know, that BRC type trade all the way down here until we see another market phase begin, whether that's an accumulation or a redistribution, whatever it might be. Awesome, awesome. All right, guys, so let's talk about the September promotion, okay? So in September, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving away a 10K low-risk funded account, all right? So we're going to be doing a 10K low-risk funded account giveaway through September of this year. So at the beginning of September, at the end of September, we will announce the winner of the 10K low-risk funded account. If you are already a funded trader and you end up becoming the winner here, then we'll just talk through what we can do there about making sure that, you know, you get your winnings, basically. So if you're already funded, you can also participate in this giveaway. But basically, how you can participate is going to be on every one of our YouTube videos that we post throughout September. You need to have liked, subscribed, and hit the bell notification in our channel. So like the video and also leave a comment on the video, okay? And then we'll use like a random comment generator or something like this to pull a random comment off this video, off one of these videos throughout September. And you will, we'll pick a winner, essentially. So on every video throughout September, you're going to have the opportunity to participate, opportunity to get an entry into the draw to win this account. You've got to have liked the video, subscribed to the channel, hit the bell notification on the channel, and then also left a comment. And every time you like and comment a new video throughout the month of September, you'll be able to have a new entry to win. And then one of those random comments will be picked, and that person will win the 10K low risk funded account. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in September. So anyone who's wanted to join the funding program, doesn't have the cash to get into it, whatever it might be, this is your opportunity to get in, or you want to give it a retry, or whatever it is, this is your opportunity to get in. And if you are already funded, you can still participate. So make sure you can subscribe right now. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've hit the bell notification button. And then every video, the weekly market review, the live stream, and also the Friday video, the Friday Essentials video, make sure you comment and like each one of them. And then from those comments, we'll pick a winner. So guys, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to giving away this account at the end of September for somebody to get into the funding program and start, you know, hopefully it would be great if this, you know, starts your real trading career and you pass the fund and you start scaling up and start making, you know, some real money from your trading. That would be awesome if the winner of this is able to do that. That would be really amazing. So yeah, make sure you've subscribed now, guys, and then make sure you comment on each one of our videos and like each one of our videos all through the month of September to get your entries into the draw. All right, Black Friday sale. Oh yeah, we always do a Black Friday sale, don't we? Well, we'll see what we've got planned this year. All right, great. All right, guys, any trades that you're looking at? Let's take a look through these available trades. Let's look at US 30 on the 15-minute time frame. Ooh, hard dump down into that level. Oh, look at that. Just absolutely caught the trade here. Look at this. Funded traders. What does this look like? We talked about this last night, funded traders. So there's an accumulation there. There's an expansion. There's a distribution. An expansion out against the trend to the downside, catch it at a strong level for the trade back up to the upside. Great looking trade. Great looking trade there. Can Can we please look at Aussie dollar CAD 4-hour Sonar trade? Yeah, absolutely. Aussie dollar CAD 4-hour Sonar trade. Aussie dollar CAD 4-hour Sonar. I don't see it on there, but let's check if it's... What does everyone think of the playlist tonight? Hi Tom, could you share thoughts on US dollar CAD one day? Yep. I'm guessing was maybe the trade from here, perhaps? It's not showing up right now, but maybe that's the trade. I'm not really sure. I'm not in it, but what it looks like to me is, look at how many times this level has been tested, right? Look at all the times that the market pushed below, tested it, it broke, yeah, sure. Pushed back below, tested it again, tested it again, tested it again, coming back and testing it again. I probably wouldn't have jumped into this trade immediately. Probably would have been waiting for, you know, this here. Notice this here, we've got this kind of consolidation of price between there. Push below and then trade around that level, or trade around that level to the downside once we get out of that range. I'm guessing that was the trade. I'm not even sure if that was a Sonar trade, to be honest. Yep, it was a Sonar trade. I took it, but it went through entry zone like a knife through butter. Yeah, awesome. So we talked about this one at the start of the stream. USDCAD. We talked about this at the start of the stream. I also talked about this one in the weekly market review as well. And I mentioned that we're seeing market structure right there, okay? So that's where our market structure is. You can see that this market structure really extends for quite some time. Look at all the times the market has really respected this level in the past, all the way through here. You can see all these times the market has respected this as structure. So this is the market structure that I was like, you know what? Don't be surprised if we dump through, we get caught here at the market structure, push back above, retest and continue like that. If you've got some sort of charged emotion to this right now and your chimp is freaking out, set your TPs to break even, all right? Set them to break even, wait for the market to push back above, retest and continue on like that. But, you know, this was kind of almost expected for the market to push through and move back into this structure right there, okay? I talked about this one in the weekly market review. Someone told me to turn the music down, so I don't know. If it's too low, too high, I've got no idea. I'm just turning it up, and hopefully you can still hear my voice. Would you get at this point USD CAD or Aussie dollar CAD? Would I get out at this point? I guess you're saying, Rafat. Would I get out of the trade? Probably not. You know, I'd probably wait for this candle to close, see what it gives me. And then if I don't like how the candle closes, if it doesn't close back below the level, then I'd probably be looking to get out if we see wicks and stuff off the level. Because, you know, you're already kind of committed to this trade by now, Rafat. So you've accepted the risk on it, I hope. I hope you've already accepted the risk on this trade. And, you know, it's one of those things where you've got to wait. And if you've got an emotional charge to it, then I'd consider getting out at break even. But it's one of those decisions you've really got to make as a trader. What I would be doing is if I see this candle close above the level and I don't see the next candle close back below, then I'd be looking to get out of break even. Okay. All right. That's what I'd be doing. All right. Guys, let's keep looking at trades here. So we've got a few long positions on equities at the moment. Oh yeah, okay, nice move to the upside here on Microsoft. Let's wait for X mode to load here on this chart. Oh yeah, cool. All right, so, you know, this looks like a great trade right around here. What I'd probably be doing is waiting for this gap to fill and then trading it back up to the top of the, this where this market was previously, right? You can see here, you can see the market structure all around here. So yet again, if we get it pushed down, don't be afraid if it pushes through here before we see the move back to the upside. You know, when stocks gap up like this so hard, you're almost kind of, you know, this is a really strong type of trade when you see the fill of the gap for it then to continue on like that, okay? This is like a this is a pretty similar price action that you see on a lot of different trades. Stop loss ratio, should it be changed? No, if you're new, so Anders, you told me you told me you're new to trading, Anders. So if you're new to trading, you don't just start trading shit around a trading system, right? When you have a methodology, you don't just start trading stuff, especially changing stuff, especially when you're new. This is the really big mistake that traders always make when they're new to trading. It's that they start changing things when they don't even really know what they're doing, or they think they know what they're doing and they start changing things, right? So I would absolutely not be changing anything if you're new to trading, and I would only be considering changing your stop loss if you've got a really good grasp around price action and market structure to optimize those stop losses. And, you know, for example, let's say I was taking this trade here. Maybe you could look to place your stop loss kind of above that, below that right there. So somewhere around here, and you could kind of optimize it to like a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, or you know, a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But, you know, I wouldn't be doing it if I was a new trader. I'd be doing exactly what my methodology was telling me to do. That's what I'd be doing. No worries, Jose. No worries. So don't change anything, Anders. Just place Sonar trades on the high time frames. Go immediately to the 1-day time frame. This is the first place you want to look, and just start placing trades there. Don't place too many. Make sure you're managing your risk appropriately. But yeah, just focus on the 1-day time frame and the 4-hour time frame as a new trader. Okay, that's the first thing you need to be doing before doing anything else. And you know what? The traders that I've seen do this, that are new to trading and do this, take this advice and just trade the high time frames, have done very well. There's a guy, Lytton, who didn't trade before Breakfree Trading. We talked about him in a stream a few weeks ago, and he has never traded before, and then he just had a few months of just profitability in his first few months of trading. This is very unlikely as a brand new trader to experience that type of thing, to not lose all your money in your first few months of trading. 90% of people lose 90% of their money in their first 90 days of trading, okay? This is a statistic that brokers tell us, okay? Brokers tell us that this is the case. So, you know, don't go changing things when you've got a sound methodology as a new trader. Trading is the hardest career you will ever take on because there are no barriers to entry. You're going in and you're trading against, you know, the LeBron Jameses of the industry. The best traders in the world are all trading in the same market as you. All right, so, you know, it's the hardest thing to break into as a newbie. All right, cool. Any other questions, guys? Throw in your questions now. We'll probably end the stream in around 15 minutes or so, I think. So throw in those questions, and remember, all through the month of September, so from the first Monday of September in that first weekly market review video, all the way through September, we'll be doing each time you comment, like a video after you're a subscriber of the channel, you will have an entry to win a 10K funded account, okay? A 10K funded account with Breakfree Funding. Pound Swiss franc 1 day, if it hits NNN 100% and that level acts like an R level, would it be wise to make a short trade? Level has retested several times. Thoughts? Does the Sonar setup display on equities? Yeah, I think that Microsoft, I don't know why it's not showing up right now. I think what it is was this here, but it's kind of moved a little bit far away and it's probably leaving the Sonar, I would say. Pound Swiss franc 1 day. Let's look. Pound Swiss franc. It does. These equities trades do show up on the Sonar. They're just not showing up right now. Okay, so pound Swiss franc right here. You know, I think it. Look, it has been repeated. Like, we've been chopping through this level a bunch of times, okay? The good thing about this trade right here, though, is that if this here, like, breaks, if this breaks and we do hit our stop loss, then pretty much it's an invalidation of this trend, right? It's a complete invalidation of this trend. I don't like that we've been chopping through this level just over and over and over and over and over again. Like, if I'm taking any trade, the trade I'm taking is Aussie dollar, US dollar. That is just so clean. This is just such a clean trade. It's one of those trades that you just see and you go, oh my God, I absolutely love this trade, okay? And I will take this every single day of the week. What else we got here? Let's look at what wheat is up to at the moment. What is wheat doing? Okay, wheat's in a bit of a strong trend. Okay. You know, this looks like a good trade. This looks like a good trade, guys. Look at this, okay? Let's talk about this trade right here. So what we've got here is we've got a impulsive move to the upside getting stopped right here at this exact level, okay? It's no surprise that this is a very important level in this market. You know, there's no coincidence that this is an X mode level. The market got stopped right here. We had a pullback to previous structure for then another bullish push right through. We broke the level. We came in for first retest. Perfect BRC type trade here, okay? Bull flag formed, impulse back through. You can see here that this flagpole is probably almost like identical to this flagpole right here. Yeah, look at that. Almost perfect. Two, like, mathematics perfect on this, okay? We come back in for a retest. Looks like a good trade back to the upside. I'll take this again on the second retest. So if you've got wheat available to you with your broker, this looks like a good trade. Good structure. Good trend. Coming in for a second retest. It looks good. If it plays out one more time, I'm not going to take it again for the third retest, most likely. If we push below, I'm looking for ways to get out of this at break even, okay? But overall, this looks like a great trade. Looks like a great trade, guys. You can see my thought process when I'm looking at this type of trade from that explanation right there. XAU USD 1 day. Is there a chance price going down to 1750 area? RTD down seems melting. Stuck in drawdown. Think when the best to get out. Okay, let's look at that. Yeah, for sure. If you're stuck in drawdown on this right now, if this was the trade you were in previously, something like that. Well, no, you wouldn't be stuck in drawdown if that was your trade. That would have had to... That would have been your trade, I would say. If you're stuck in drawdown, you know what? Commodities added to the funded account. I don't know if we can add them. I'll find out. There is some commodities there, I'm sure. There's crude, Ben. There's crude. There's Brent oil and crude oil. There's metals for sure. What have we got? Let's look. Crude, Brent, bunch of heaps of forex, bunch of different indices. We've then got, you know, gold and silver against a few different currencies. We've got cryptos in here. Yeah, not too many other commodities. You know, it all depends on our liquidity provider. If our liquidity provider can provide us with the relevant commodities, then we can add them, but we can't if the liquidity provider can't. Okay, so I'll have a look into it, Ben. I'll see if we can add some more markets, see if our liquidity provider supports it. But back to this XAU USD, right? This is a great stop loss. This is exactly why we place our stop losses above these important areas, for exactly this type of thing to happen, okay? So right now, what I'd be doing, Eugene, is I would for sure be looking to get out at break even, okay? I'd be for sure looking to get out at break even on this one. So yeah, I think it's very likely that we do go back and we retest 7,500. I'd for sure be setting TPs to break even here. Do you think that USDCAD 1-day Sonar looks okay to take? Yeah, I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay, Jocelyn, but once more, if I'm looking for a trade around US dollar strength, so I'd probably call this 1. This would be 1 here. This would be the second test if we catch that there. So for that reason, we've got a decent RTD. I'd probably be okay with this trade, but if I'm looking at the US dollar strength trade, my favorite trade for US dollar strength is Aussie dollar US dollar. And again, right, if we catch an entry on Aussie dollar US dollar, we're very likely catching the entry on US dollar SEK here, okay? It's the same move. It's the same US dollar weakness that we need to see to catch both of those entries. So my pick for US dollar strength is 100% Aussie dollar US dollar, okay? For sure. We've got a lot of US dollar and Japanese yen strength options, so I'm probably picking out of all of them Aussie dollar US dollar. And then what else we got? CAD yen looks probably not my favorite. Aussie dollar Japanese yen looks okay. Yeah, it's for sure. Aussie dollar US dollar is my number 1 pick. US dollar SEK is probably my number 2 pick, to be honest, Jocelyn. Least repeated. After Aussie dollar US dollar, I'm probably picking US dollar SEK as my second preferred US dollar strength trade. But you've got to remember, US dollar strength, what it's going to rely on, DXY. So we've got to go check out DXY, see what's happening here. What's my thesis on DXY? Exact same thing here. We see the weakness. We catch our entries on Aussie dollar US dollar if we continue to see weakness before we see the continuation onto the upside here on DXY, okay? So if we break this level here, this 75% alignment level, very likely we head into the 75% alignment level here on at around 92.19. That would give us our entries most likely on Aussie dollar US dollar and USD SEK. And we'd then look for the continuation to the upside. If DXY can't hold that level and it breaks below, that's when we start to look for the looking to not get. So let's say, right, let's say this happens. Let's say this is our scenario. Let's say DXY breaks 75% alignment right here, and we break this previous low in the market right there. We're not already in Aussie dollar US dollar. That's when I'd be starting to rethink, okay, am I getting into Aussie dollar US dollar now? If we maintain the 75% alignment level here, and we move down and we maintain our position above 75% alignment, that means that Aussie dollar US dollar and all of these US dollar strength trades are still on the table for that continuation of US dollar strength to the upside. Once this breaks, if we break previous structure down to here, for example, that's when those are all off the table, basically, okay? So that's how I'm looking at US dollar, the US dollar index DXY, to decide whether or not I'm going to be taking those US dollar strength trades. Makes sense, Jocelyn? Do you expect September until New Year's will have a bit more volatility for one day time frame? August? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to say, usually as we approach the end of the year, into the end of the year, we see reductions in volatility because people are, going on holidays and stuff like that. But anything can happen. Anything can happen, Eugene. Anything can happen, man. All right, guys. Well, I think I'll call it a stream there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And remember, we've got our September promotion. So, look, guys, I'll catch you in the global chat. Talking about setups, post your charts in the global chat, post your setups. If you've got any questions whatsoever, ask them in the global chat. You might get lucky and you might get Asga replying to you, get me replying, get Dr. IQ replying, get our experienced members in there replying, the Johanneses, the Warrens, all these guys, they know what they're talking about. So it's a great place for us to talk about entries, talk about setups and all that kind of stuff. So look, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, amazing people. Appreciate it. Thank you, Eugene. Signing off, guys. And remember, make sure you interact with those videos throughout September to get your entries for the 10K funded account. Adios, guys. Enjoy your day or evening.